Hi guys, and welcome to Two Ordinary Nerds, a podcast where two ordinary nerds talk about all the latest shows, movies, games, and everything nerdy.
For today's episode, we're going to talk about future events or future things that we like about. I'm Daniel Narvaeza, and next to me is my co-host, Louis Booth.
Something we do in this podcast is that every episode we drink 1 or 3 beers. Typically it might be 3, it might be 4. You never know, it could be a good day.
It could be a 6-pack.
It could be a 6-pack. So today, I'm drinking on a Kugel's Oktoberfest. Not to be mistaken what I drank before. I drank another Oktoberfest, some of you might remember. It was called Sam Adams Oktoberfest. This is from a different company. Daniel, what are you drinking on?
I'm drinking a local beer. It's called Kansas City Craft Brewers, and it's the Pale Ale. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, and Kansas City makes just good beers.
Fuck yeah, we do, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we know what we're drinking, it's time to talk about what gets us excited about the fall.
All right, let's get into it. Alright.
Now it's time.
So, it's getting to the fall. We're going to start talking about things, basically fall and Christmas, I'm assuming, or what we're excited about. We're not going to jump in 2017. We'll let that for some other podcast, but I don't know. Let's talk about movies. What movies do you like? Are you fucking tickling yourself for?
Oh, I am definitely touching myself over Doctor Strange. I'm quite excited for that movie, just because I'm interested to see how they intertwine it with what's going on already in the cinematic universe of Marvel. I wonder if they're going to throw in, have any cameos from any of the other Avengers, if they're going to do anything, who else is going to be in it.
I don't think there's not going to be any cameos during the movie, but for sure there's going to be a cameo.
At the end.
At the end or second credits. I am also excited for Doctor Strange. I've been reading quite a bit of it. I just want it to be psychedelic. Like, completely psychedelic. I want it to be trippy. I want to be, weird and Doctor Strange, that you're, almost feels you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because that's Doctor Strange. It's magic in the world of superheroes where he's the first one introducing magic. I hope it's good, but it could turn out to be a flop, too. Just because it's such a weird...
Yeah. It looks kind of like... What was that Christopher Nolan movie that came out?
Inception?
It looks like Inception a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that when the worlds were turning that. It reminded me of that.
I'm excited for Magnificent Seven also. That movie looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I saw today they had some choppy reviews.
Really?
36%, but I don't know. It could be one of those movies that the critics hate, but the general public loves. It's coming out pretty soon, isn't it?
It comes out in a couple weeks. I think this week or next week.
We should definitely go and see it, and we will give you guys our thoughts. I don't know. A Western, you think it's
I think it'll be fun to watch. I'm sure there's not really. The story's been done before, so I'm sure
it's a remake.
It's just gonna be a remake. I'm sure it'll be cool, but
I'm feeling like Chris Pratt is now showing up in everything, and he more or less always has that, stupid guy or comedian. He's serious, but he's comedian at the same time. Hope he doesn't get still in the same place, because he had Jurassic Park where he was
He didn't really have comedy in that movie that much though. He was really serious. He had some jokes.
But he always does that. He has that, same as Guardians of the Galaxy. He's more or less serious, but he's the comedic relief.
Yep.
And I hope he, see him doing something else than always the same thing. I'm also excited about Hacksaw Ridge.
That looks pretty good. That new Mel Gibson movie about the...
Love me again, Mel Gibson.
So, for those who don't know, Hacksaw Ridge is about a person... I'm a history nerd, so... Basically, it's about a soldier who, because of his religious beliefs in World War II, did not want to use his weapon. He didn't fight. All he did was save lives.
Yeah, he was the first person to win a Purple Heart without touching a weapon, without being a non-combatant soldier.
Yep.
So it should be a good movie. It says this is gonna bring Mel Gibson back in their homes after all his racist remarks.
I'm gonna bury you under the roses.
Exactly.
He's fucking crazy, but he's still awesome.
Yeah, so he does that. I know he's doing the Passion 2?
Yeah, he was thinking about making the Passion 2. The Passion 2, Jesus is risen. Coming from the cave, walking on water.
Every time I hear that, do you see the South Park episode where Jesus
has the ninja star?
Yeah, it's Armageddon and Peter. It's not Peter. Is it American Dad or is it Family Guy? That there's Jesus comes back and it's like apocalyptic.
I have not.
And Jesus comes back. Oh, it's American Dad. Jesus comes back. So basically, it's about American Dad and this Armageddon, and you know, the apocalypse comes in and everything is destroyed. So Jesus comes back, takes Stan's wife, and he starts dating her, and Stan becomes a mercenary. But then the devil takes away his ex-wife, and Jesus comes and asks him for help. So both of them have to go there, and it's like
that's funny.
Typical '90s movie. Another thing another movie that I'm excited about is Arrival. I don't know if you know it's about this aliens that come to Earth and they get this. Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah.
It's about a girl who needs to interpret their language and try to talk to them. It seems interesting. It seems something different, sci-fi. Hopefully they make a good movie out of it because it seems interesting. Even though I'm not a big fan of Harry Potter, just because this is a nerd, this is a nerd podcast, I will say we will watch Fantastic Beasts. It's a must. I know my wife likes Harry Potter, so I'm probably gonna be dragged into it. But so far, so good. And the last one, even though it's a bit weird, it's called The Founder. It's about the McDonald's, the McDonald's restaurant, how they got into the business. Yeah, it's basic.
I haven't heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one with the dude who was Michael Keaton, the Beetlejuice guy in Batman?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, I have seen that preview. That does look interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting movie. I can call right now that Hacksaw Ridge will win an Oscar. For sure. And Fantastic Beasts will probably be nominated, but it won't win for an Oscar for special effects or graphics. But that's pretty much what I'm excited for movies. So is there anything else that you're excited in movie-wise?
No, more so focused on TV.
TV, yeah. Fall is the best time for TV.
Oh, absolutely. That's when all the good stuff comes back.
It's fall and maybe late spring normally is the two.
Yeah. Except Thrones isn't coming back in spring. It's going to be in the summer now.
I know, it's going to be weird. It's going to be all hot outside and it's going to be all wintry there. They should have done it backwards. They should have started in the summer where it's all hot and they start playing it to the winter, getting closer.
Oh, that would have been a good idea.
So when it's snowy outside, you can be in your blanket watching Jon Snow, knees deep in snow.
And the White Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
A crown for a king.
The king of the north.
They actually said that I think Jason Momoa might actually be, and the Khal Drogo might be in there again this season.
Like a flashback?
I think so.
That could be.
Because he's in Ireland right now with them. They were in Belfast having a beer together, and that's not where they're filming Justice League. So
how funny would it be if he basically was I'm not dead.
Yeah, I didn't die. You think you could smother me with a pillow, you bitch? These are my dragons now. Come here, puppies. They're dragons, not puppies. Shut up. Oh, Khal Drogo, you abusive person, you.
At the beginning he was, and then he turned out to be
he a fun-loving guy.
He started being the abuser, and then being abused.
Khaleesi did abuse him.
He's like, please bite the pillow, bite the pillow.
I don't wanna.
So what shows are?
I mean, let's be honest. The first one obviously is Walking Dead.
Really?
Walking Dead is what I'm most excited about. I'm really excited about. Sherlock is coming back. For those who don't know, Sherlock is a show with
the British
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch?
It's not Patch.
So it's the British version. Right?
Yeah, the British version. That show is coming out later this fall / winter, so I'm pretty stoked about that. That's one of my favorite shows.
What season is it? Is it the fourth?
Fourth, yeah. And then I'm really excited for Luke Cage. Any of these Marvel shows that show up on the Netflix are always really good, and this is getting really good reviews already. So
I hope Luke Cage is good. He's not one of my top comic book characters. I always found Heroes for Hire a bit boring. I don't know. He has that. I don't know if it's his powers or what it is, but there's something that I just quite don't like. I always enjoy his interactions with.
But I wasn't really a fan of Daredevil or Jessica Jones or any of those people before these.
Daredevil has a lot of good comics out there.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones is not. She will be and always will be a second tier character. Jessica Jones had one good book, and that's the Purple Man's book, and that's what basically put her there and give her like a story. But Luke Cage and same with Iron Fist. Maybe says I don't like the comics as much. I'm more like a different approach, but hey, Marvel's done good so far, so I'm not gonna criticize.
All these shows are good. I mean, I don't have any complaints.
Talking about, I'm
excited for Walking Dead too, Lewis. Oh, I know, Daniel. You should be.
I'm excited for Flash. I like that show. It's lighthearted. It's fun.
I don't watch any of the DC shows, so.
Oh, you should. You should. I like Flash and I like Gotham. Those are two shows that I like to watch.
I do watch Gotham. I like
Gotham. The new one is going to be the Court of Owls. I don't know if you read that book.
I have not.
Well, the Court of Owls basically is one of the it's an organization that basically controls Gotham.
Okay.
They are the responsibles that killed Batman's grandfather. Grandfather was found murdered, or not murdered, killed. He was found dead, and the Court of Owls basically did it. They have basically like a supervillain that they train, and they have that is almost in par fighting skills with Batman.
Okay.
So it should be good. I'm interested to know what they're gonna do because they cannot nobody can know the Court of Owls exists because that's the point of the Batman storyline. But they're saying they're talking about it, so I'm not sure how is that gonna go.
I kind of hope they eventually just say screw it, and if the ratings start dropping, they just jump and just make him jump a few years, and then there's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be really cool to just make a Batman TV show because we always get these movies. But why don't they just have? I think it would be cool if they had a Batman TV show,
like a DC universe, and
they have
TV. They have
that.
Supergirl. They got Superman now,
but they don't have Batman.
They don't have Batman.
If Batman joined that, I would actually probably watch it. But
it could be. I mean, but Batman is one of those things that DC is their pride possession. It's like almost like Spider-Man and stuff like that with Marvel. They just won't release it as on the TV show like that, just because a bad TV show could ruin Batman. Like the sales, like, oh my god, Batman is so stupid. Marvel
I wouldn't say that that's true because Batman and Robin was a horrible movie, including their
and it took them like 10 years to make a second one, to make another movie. Like a bad TV show can. I'm not saying it's going to be completely destroyed. It's money wise. A bad TV show can make Batman comics go less because kids are saying that who see the show are like yeah. But if you see the movies, they're like, oh my god, he's so cool, let's buy comics. That's what I mean. Not saying like nobody's going to care about Batman because people will always care about Batman. But, I don't know. But if you do a Batman movie, I'm in. Do you ever watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I do. I religiously watch that show.
Yeah. Ghost Rider's coming
I know.
in.
I'm
But it's
pretty
not going to be Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider.
It's the modern... There's a modern twist on Ghost Rider. They have a new version where he drives in a hot rod vehicle, and I guess his brother or something gets killed, and he's out to avenge him.
Mm-hmm. It's a new character in the comics too. That just showed up. He doesn't drive a motorcycle. He drives a car, and I think I haven't read it, but I think he is some sort of Mexican American.
He is,
if I'm not mistaken. So it should be fun. One of our favorites is South Park. Is coming back home.
Yeah, I'm very excited for South Park.
Last season was amazing.
Yeah, it comes out this Wednesday.
Is it?
Yeah, so does American Horror Story.
I've never got into American. I never got into it. I've never seen an episode. What is it about?
Every season's different. They just have like a different twist. Like the first season was about a haunted house. Second season was about an asylum. Third season was about a witch coven. Fourth was
a witch coven.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
And then the fourth season was a carnival one, which that season sucks. And then
so they're independent.
Fifth,
so there's 5-6 seasons.
This will be the 6th. But yeah, every season's they're eventually going to tie together, but they're all individual seasons. Last season was about a haunted hotel.
Huh. That's cool.
So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that show.
So is it scary or is it not scary? Is it like Walking Dead scary? Like it has this jump moments, but overall it's more about the people.
I'd say it's more about the people, but I would say if I were talking like horror-wise, I would say American Horror Story is definitely a little scarier than Walking Dead. Like kids can watch some of Walking Dead or can. American Horror Story, I would never show that to a child because that show is pretty horrific.
Would you recommend it like for a Halloween?
Oh yeah, it's a great show.
Huh?
It's on Netflix if anybody wants to watch the first 5 seasons, and then the 6th season starts this Wednesday the 14th. Tomorrow.
What I'm really excited is Son of Thorn. Have you seen the commercials?
What is that?
It's like a cartoon.
In real life? Is that one?
Yeah, and it has like the guy comes with like a hawk and says, "Here, this is your new ride," and then the mom is like, "No, you can't have it," and the guy just takes the sword and just sinks it in the hawk's throat and kills it. And you're like, "Well, no, we're gonna have it now." It seems it's gonna be like a South Park type of thing. But
when does that start?
It's the date is, let me check.
This is our checking music.
Son of Thorn. I think it's gonna be stupid, but I'm gonna enjoy it.
Speaking of stupid, I'm pretty excited about Brooklyn Nine-Nine coming back for their 3rd season. I like that show a lot.
I've never seen it.
It's like The Office, but it's a cop comedy, and it has Terry Crews and Andy Samberg in it. It's pretty funny.
September 25th.
Okay, so next week.
So yeah, it turns out that goes apart with Bob's Burgers coming out.
Bob's Burgers is pretty good.
I always enjoy it. If nobody's seen Bob's Burgers, I definitely recommend it. Yeah, it's good to Netflix. I think most of the seasons are on Netflix already. It's a fun show. I like football, so I'm excited about football too. I know Lou is not a big fan.
College basketball.
But I think we wouldn't do justice if we don't come back to Walking Dead and let Leo for like 10 seconds or whatever how much time it is. Like, why is he so excited about this show?
I'm pretty excited about it just because Negan's my favorite character. No matter what, a lot of people are gonna be pissed off because he's gonna kill off 1 or 2 main characters. Who knows? No one knows what's gonna happen. But
machine gun and
yeah, he's gonna just
kills
all of them.
It's the Negan show.
It's fucking over. Yeah, they make it a comedy. Following Negan, he's the best. Fuck with him and he'll rip out your chest.
Don't you dare whisper at me.
But yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm more excited to see who he's gonna club to death. But yeah, I mean, either way, this is gonna be a good season because last season was kind of slow, and now they're picking up the pace. It's going to be nothing but nonstop. And then Shiva's in it, the tiger from Walking Dead. I'm stoked to see that.
Shiva, that's her name?
Yep.
Sounds like some bad weed.
Yep, Shiva the bad weed tiger. Last show I'm excited for coming back, which I'm almost caught up on, is Supernatural.
This is still going?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's season 12.
I know. I love that show because it's based in Lawrence. Like, they live in Lawrence.
Yeah.
And that's Kansas. For who doesn't know, we are from Kansas City.
But they don't fucking film there. They film in Canada. I'm like, what are you doing?
I know they wear like Jayhawk stuff and.
No, I've never seen them wear any Jayhawk shit.
Yeah, they talk about it. They say in the beginning, in the few first seasons, they say how the KU Jayhawks basketball it's good, and they're like talking.
I just watched the first few seasons and they never said it.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I just started season 5. I'm pretty sure you're wrong about that because I would have been excited, like super excited.
What else are you excited about?
I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited for Doctor Who Christmas special that'll be coming out, and Doctor Who will be coming out next year. What else is?
So let's see. Season 5, Supernatural.
That's season 5.
2 days for the Jayhawks game. See, they mentioned him.
But not yet. I'm not there
I'm just
yet.
saying. I'm saying quotes. There are a lot of Jayhawks quotes and references. Maybe you don't notice them because they're
not yet.
But
they
know
that's season 5. I am on the 2nd episode of season 5. So
there you go.
There's 23 episodes.
When you see it, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
I will recommend it's not a TV show per se, but a podcast called, or not podcast, it's an audio drama. I've mentioned it before, but it's called We're Alive. It's pretty good. I would recommend people listen to it. They're almost at 50 million downloads, and they're going to release something. They're saying, oh, we're going to release some news. I'm hoping they're like, oh, we're going to make a TV show, because it would be really good. Like, compared to Walking Dead, this show has an end to it, and it's really good. There's a lot of difference.
Yeah, I like Walking Dead.
You do? Because you've been bitched about it.
Well, I like Walking Dead. I like Talking Dead.
Redundant.
So you don't want to do like a Talking Dead sort of thing?
When? Now?
No, the podcast you were talking about. Like maybe a TV show, like a Talking Dead type of deal.
Oh, I mean, we'll talk about Walking Dead. We'll briefly touch on the episodes when they come out. I'm still watching Fear the Walking Dead, but we're only going to talk about the first episode and the last, because really, it's not that pertinent.
Still excited.
I mean, it's a good show. Like, this week's episode was pretty good, but it's not as pertinent as Walking Dead. Walking Dead is crucial to talk about.
Do you normally watch Walking Dead right after Talking Dead, or is it one of those things that you sometimes watch Talking Dead and sometimes don't?
No, I watch Talking. So Fear the Walking Dead, I don't watch Talking Dead that much. I mean, I do if the guests are good.
Oh, they have it too?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
But if for Walking Dead, I will watch every episode of Talking Dead also.
Talking about Talking Dead, have you watched the Game of Thrones version?
No.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
It really is
Funny
horrible.
story is that, for those who don't know, Chris Hardwick is the host of Talking Dead. Well, I guess one of the hosts of the Game of Thrones Game of Thrones show, one of the hosts badmouthed Chris Hardwick, was like, oh yeah, you could just host everything like Chris Hardwick does. So then that guy who badmouthed Chris Hardwick had his own show for basically the same thing that Chris Hardwick...
a copy. Like
yeah.
a bad copy.
So Chris Hardwick was like, thanks for bad-mouthing me and then doing the same shit that,
I think he does a great job. I think he's a great host.
Oh, yeah.
Like, well, Talking Dead, I like him basically because of him. Like...
If you had a boring host, it wouldn't be fun to watch.
That's what happens with Game of Thrones. I just can't watch that. I wanted to be excited. I was hoping that they just gonna mimic and copy Talking Dead, but in the Game of Thrones way. But they want to do their own thing. I don't know if it's copyrights or whatever, but it's just not the same thing. It's two boring dudes.
Yeah, they tried to do the same thing with Sons of Anarchy. They had like an after show for that for some episodes, and it sucked. It was not good.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Like, I mean, you have to have the lore to talk about the background, and I think Walking Dead had it. I'm not sure Sons of Anarchy had that much.
No.
But I mean, it's you need to have, I think, characters there, like actors. You need to have an audience to basically relate. And you don't have to have two boring guys talking about what we just exactly saw. You have to give us input, something different.
Yeah, you need to break down like in Talking Dead, they break down the characters. They talk about
how did this make you feel?
Yeah.
How you need to approach this?
Since you were in this episode, what did you feel if you died or if you didn't? What did you feel about this other person dying?
Yeah, I don't need a resume. I don't need somebody to tell me exactly what I just saw.
I agree.
That's my problem, but that's one of those shows that I'm not excited about for next year, FYI. I'm excited about video games. They're coming out pretty soon. Do you have any other movies that you want to talk about?
No.
Or shows?
No.
I'm excited about Battlefield 1. World War One.
It looks pretty cool.
It's my favorite era or war. I don't know if you can see that.
I'd be just fighting in the trenches on the video game would be kind of cool.
I've been playing the beta quite a bit, and they throw tear gas and chlorine gas,
mustard gas.
And when they throw it, you hear like gas, and you need to put your gas mask on. But when you do, you don't see quite as well. There's tanks, but the tanks, all the weapons are not that great. Anyways, like sniper rifles, you can, but it's not gonna happen as easy as sniping somebody in the middle of the map.
Yep.
You have to more or less.
They're primitive rifles. They're not advanced rifles like you would get in a normal Modern Warfare game.
Yeah.
Or even original like Call of Duty World War II game. Those guns are still better than what they were using in World War I.
Like for example, you can jump in a horse and you take you take a sword out. You don't even maybe have a gun with you. But it's a fun game. I enjoy it. It sucks that EA does it.
Why does that suck?
Because EA has the custom of giving you a game and then
Oh, you have to get all the fucking content.
all the maps, all the contact, all this. You're already paying for $60. The collection edition doesn't even come with the game.
What?
It's a statue.
And it doesn't have the game?
It does not have the game. So if you want to have the collector's edition, that I'm not a big fan of collector's edition, but if you want to have the collector's edition, you need to buy the game separately.
What? That's fucking stupid.
And that's EA.
I love Bethesda doing the
Pip-Boy.
The Pip-Boy was cool, but
the machine
for Fallout, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I also they had a lot of DLCs that came out, but you got your money's worth with that content.
My problem is with this. I want the game to be come out at full, and I feel like nowadays they partially do it. They just
you pay $60 for a game that's not full.
Yeah, and then you have to get all the DLC. I want back in the day Diablo. You got Diablo 2. That's his own game. And
Diablo 2 did have expansions.
Yeah, but they were good expansions.
Yeah.
They added to the game. It's not like, oh, what is this shadow part here? If you pay the DLC, you get that guy. If you get this, you get that guy. There was a full game that ended, and then a year later or two, they brought the DLC that added 2 extra characters and an extra story.
Yeah.
Not like, here it is. You want your DLC? Here's a new, 2 maps. But, oh well.
Something I also found was Pokemon. I'm a big Pokemon nerd.
Sun and Moon are coming out pretty soon. I'm gonna get it the day of.
Me too. I'm gonna get it. Well, I'm gonna order it from Amazon. I'm gonna get the Moon. What are you getting?
Moon too.
Yeah.
But maybe you get the Moon. Maybe I get the Sun so we can
see which one's better.
Well, they're both of the same game. It's just what Pokemon you get versus what Pokemon I get.
Yeah. I'm excited for the South Park game, The Fractured Butthole.
The Fractured Butthole?
Which is a play on words. Fractured butthole, not butthole, but it's still, yeah. And the cool thing is you get not only do you get the new game, but you get the old one too.
Stick of Truth?
Yep.
I played the Stick of Truth. That's a fun game.
I never got to play it, so I'm going to play both of them.
I'm also Injustice 2. Have you played Injustice?
Is that the fighting DC game?
Yeah.
No. I know what it is, but I haven't.
It's a fun game. It's like Mortal Kombat basically, but it's DC and it has its own story.
Oh, that's
cool. And it's a really good story. It's basically the story goes like the Joker makes Superman. Has this poison gas that Superman breathes, and he makes him think there's a bomb there. So he gets the bomb and raises up to the extra stratosphere, but when he gets there and the sun hits him and he gets he realizes his lowest lane with his baby son, like pregnant baby son, and then he kills him because he basically lifts them up so they can't breathe and they die. So Superman goes in a rage and kills the Joker. He just blameless murders him and he says, "No more deaths. It's over. I'm ruling the world." So he becomes the ruler. Batman, Green Arrow, and a few other characters side with Batman, say, "No, you cannot do this. You need to stop." And Superman says no. And Superman, Wonder Woman, and The Flash, other characters are with Superman saying like, "Yeah, well, we are saving more people. We cannot just put them back in jail and they come out and kill more and put them back in jail." But slowly Superman becomes a villain, a tyrant. And Batman...
Is this the first one?
That's the first story, and then now the second one is coming. So basically, I'm not sure what's going to turn out, but basically how Batman defeats the evil Superman, because eventually Superman kills Nightwing, he kills Green Arrow, he kills like a whole bunch of people. Batman opens like a portal basically and brings Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman from another dimension in, and they're able to defeat the evil Superman. So I'm hoping that evil Superman comes out and does something and the battle begins. It's a fun... I love the comic, and there's a comic about it, but I love the game too. Of course, being Spanish, I can have to say FIFA 17. I always get the FIFAs. I love them. It's the same game, but with new shirts.
I'm excited for Honor, which is a game where you get to have 3 different character classes. You get to be a samurai, a knight, or a Viking.
Ragnar?
Yeah, Ragnar. pretty excited for Vikings to come back. I don't think we mentioned that.
But Vikings is next year.
No, it comes out this fall too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the second half.
How can we forget Vikings?
Yeah, Vikings. The second half of season 4 comes out here in a couple weeks.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. That's gonna be amazing.
I'm pretty sure Ragnar might die. They say
he has to die. His story.
Yeah.
The people who don't want to know the spoilers yet, and people who want to know the spoilers, just go and Google Ragnar and read his life story.
Yep.
You will know what
Check
happens.
it out. Supposedly it's historical, but they don't have really any proof that he was a real person. But
I think isn't it because back there is just myth and
well,
story.
Vikings didn't really keep a lot of good documentation of what they did. They kept good documentation of their gods. You know, Loki, Thor.
In Turkey. In Turkey, they have a nice Viking ruins.
Oh, they do. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you don't know?
No.
So, what's the big church over there in Constance? The big church.
Constantinople.
The big church.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
There's a church there. Basically, there's this runic in the ground. And when the people came in after the Viking, because the Vikings went there and sacked it, and they came back, they thought it was like, because the movement of it was like just broken stuff, so they just left it there. But like 2,000 years later, like some guy who was like a historian, he's like, that's not broken, it puts I don't know what's here in Viking. A guy graffitied, a Viking graffiti in the church saying,
that's cool.
So-and-so, imagine like Daniel was here.
Yeah.
And we left away.
But we don't know what he said. All right, well, is that it for our fall preview?
I think so.
All right, I just have one bit of news. Robert Downey Jr. posted an Instagram photo today of him at lunch with Jon Favreau, which is a guy who created Iron Man 1 and 2. And he also was with the Russo brothers, who are ironically in the process of making Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
And then Spider-Man himself was there also.
He was?
Yep, so, and the title was, we're here talking about a new project. So are they talking about...
Spider-Man?
Are they talking about Iron Man 4? Are they talking about Infinity War? What are they talking about? A lot of people are thinking Iron Man 4, but I honestly think they're just talking about... I think they're talking about Infinity War.
That should be fun. Do you think Spider-Man's going to be part of the Infinity Wars?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, they're all going to be part of it.
So, upcoming events that we're going to talk about.
We will also have a special podcast dedicated to Luke Cage once we finish watching that series, just because it's a show that you can binge watch. So we're going to go ahead and just make one episode and talk about that. Daniel's really looking forward to watching Westworld.
I'm going to have one episode. I'm not sure. It's going to be episodes 1 and 2. Yes, we can have a more broad spectrum to say, hey, this show is good, maybe it's not so good.
Second week, we're going to be going to RenFest here in Kansas City, so we're going to be talking about our Renaissance Festival, see what people dressed up as, what we liked about it, what we didn't. That way, anybody ever wants to know about, hey, are we going to, what's fun at a RenFest? What do you do? We're going to talk a little bit about that.
Also, I'll say Doctor Strange. We're going to watch the movie. We will have a discussion a couple of days afterwards. So
we're going to have almost a one episode of Walking Dead for the first episode, and then we'll touch it based on it about every episode.
So that's pretty much the next.
We completely forgot about Rogue One.
Yeah,
Star Wars, man. We can't. We're obviously stoked for Rogue One. We completely forgot about that.
Yeah, but it's still pretty far away. Is it in November?
That's
gonna be our
basically winter. Well, it will be winter because it comes out like a few days before Christmas. Last year. Which any Star Wars movie before Christmas is our Christmas present.
Exactly. Yes, I hope it's good. I hope they keep with the good work and they forget about Jar Jar.
Yeah, fuck Jar Jar.
All right, guys. I'm Daniel Arreza.
I'm Lewis Booth.
And we'll see you next week.
Cheers.